Hey there guys, Matthew here and welcome back to our FIFA 21 career mode here with the Boro on the PS5, and today finally we get to see a bit of action. Of course, in the last episode we kicked off the season, we had pre-season, we signed 3 players, let a couple go as well. You guys can check out that episode if you've not seen it already. As you can see on the screen, there is one of the people we've signed, Danny Ings, of course. We've had Danny Ings, Jacob Murphy and Bettinelli permanently, but we are not done there. We've still got a bit of a transfer budget to play with, and we've still got a couple of players that we are currently scouting, but we will not be able to get the full scout report back for another 2 weeks and a bit, and that will take us past the first game of the season, and it might even take us past the second game of the season. Let's have a look. We're on the 30th now, so 1 week, 2 weeks, just after the Leeds game. So what we're going to do in today's episode is we're going to play the first 2 Premier League games of the season, Arsenal at home, Leeds away, and then hopefully we'll be able to finish off our business in the transfer window. And the idea is now we've got a striker in. Obviously we let Britt go, we've brought in Danny Ings. The idea hopefully is that we can bring in another winger, and I've also added Helder Costa to the scout report as well. We either bring in another winger, and we also get another centre-back in, whether that is Ben White, who we could afford, I believe. And I think there's a few others, like William Saliba, Tanganga as well. We've got plenty of options, and I think we might be able to buy a centre-back. Ben Gibson is one that we might be able to buy as well, with him being in the final year of his contract. He might be a little bit cheaper, like Danny Ings was. So, yeah, 2 signings we're expecting to come in. It just depends on if we have to buy them or if we have to loan them. The reason why I'm starting the episode still quite far away from the first game of the season is because we've got a loan to buy offer for Stephen Walker. Now, when he's played for us, Stephen Walker's been a pretty good player. But a big move has come up for him, being Swansea City. So I think this could be a really huge move for him in terms of his career. My only hesitation is that in that position, we don't have much cover at all. We've got Jacob Murphy, and that is it. Falarin, obviously we've signed him on, but yeah, we've got 2 left wingers and a right winger. So that's where we're going to probably come in with a bit of a problem. I think Balassi, can he play in both positions? I cannot remember if he can. Tav's a left winger or a cam. So, yeah, we definitely need another winger. We definitely need a centre-back. And I think, although we need strength and depth, we need players who are probably better than Stephen Walker now in the Premier League. So let's negotiate on this loan to buy offer and see what Swansea are going to put forward. I think loan to buys are new this year. It's either this year or last year, so it's going to be interesting to see how these negotiations go. So speaking with Swansea's rep, loan with option to buy, proposed loan without option. Yeah, we'll accept it. I wonder if we negotiate what the permanent deal will be at this point. Or does Stephen Walker have to agree to the loan first? Let's see. So we're sure that a 1-year loan would give Walker just the time he needs. So that's fine. 1 year is not a problem. So, yeah, that's fine. I'm glad they've added loan to buys in the game. So, wage split. They can't afford his full wage. Surprised by that. And they still want us to pay £600 of it. I mean, it's nothing, is it, in terms of our wage budget. But I'm gonna be a real stingy bastard. Pardon my language, but I'm gonna say, you pay 70%, Swansea. I'm gonna be stingy. If he walks out now, I'm going to look like a real idiot. Oh, okay. I've tried. For the sake of about 150 quid. Okay, Swansea, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be tight. We'll accept that. So I think now it's a case of... so the offer then. This is the transfer offer after the 1 year. So the value is... I think his value is 700 or maybe 700,000. But, you know, as you do, we'll push for a little bit more. We'll say 750,000. That should be fine for a club like Swansea. They're not in that much of a dire situation, surely. And there we go. So, Stephen Walker, still a Boro player for a year at least, but he's on loan at Swansea. We're still paying 40% of his wages, and then once that year is up, he will head there for £750,000. So there we go. That was cool. It was good to get that out of the way actually and show you guys a loan to buy. But yeah, unless anything huge happens in between now and the 8th, I'll next see you guys when we are ready to go for the first Premier League game of the career mode. So here we are then. It's our first game back in the Premier League. Super Sunday, and we've got a big pre-match press conference. A lot of pressure on the players. Everyone seems to be expecting you to struggle. You're confident your team has enough quality to avoid relegation. We are ready for the fight. I've noticed as well, a little detail. The presser sounds a lot busier, which is a cool little added touch. So Ings from Southampton looks like it could turn out to be a real bargain. I'm not sure what else they said. I don't know if it was regarding his injuries or will he get started. I think he'll surprise people. I didn't quite see the whole question, but whatever they said, I'm sure he'll surprise them. You've lost to Sombolonga and supporters are trying to figure out what that means for Middlesbrough. What are your plans now? Do you think Ings is ready to step in? Ings is a Premier League striker. And why Southampton got relegated, I do not know. But he's a Premier League striker. He's 80 rated, for God's sake. I think he'll do a great job for us. And that is the pre-match presser. Premier League ball sat there. The presser it just feels bigger. It feels... I don't know. I think just the added touches have been in the Premier League. Even the fact that the background of the whole hood has changed. Yeah, this just feels bigger. This feels like the Premier League, and I absolutely love it. So, here we go then. Finally, it's time. Our return to the Premier League. Let's pick the team sheet for our game at home to Arsenal. So, the team then for the first game of the season, and I've gone with a tried and trusted. I've got Bettinelli back in goal. It's our usual back four from last season. This is why we need to improve at the back. I didn't really look at full backs because I honestly think Coulson and Spence deserve the chance. Maybe a right back as well. You know, we've got Tariq Lamptey in there. He's only 69 rated though, so could we maybe make a late lunge for a right back? I don't know. I think Spence I think he'll do well. Dykeseel is a decent enough backup as well. We're not going to be in the high 70s in every position. We've just come up. It's not going to be easy, but the back four remains the same as what they were. George Saville and Sam Morsey are going to maintain their place in midfield. I just don't see the point in replacing them two. They're absolutely brilliant. McNair as a backup isn't bad either. Roberts is back, of course. He was injured at the end of last season. Tavernier then moves back into his natural position on the left. Balassi will stay on the right. And Akpom will start our first Premier League game of the season. On the bench, Wood, Dykeseel, McNair. Jacob Murphy is on the bench. Hopefully he can come on at some point. Wing, Danny Ings is on the bench. Again, we'll bring him on at some point, I'm sure. And Ashley Fletcher as well. And then after that just shows how many players we've lost. The squad looking a little bit thin, so definitely need 2 more signings to bolster the squad. But without any further ado, God, look at that Arsenal team. Let's do it. Let's head to the Riverside for the Premier League opener.
And hello from the northeast of England. This is the scene here at the Riverside Stadium. I'm Derek Ray. I'm joined for commentary by former Arsenal fullback Lee Dixon. And there are few more enjoyable days on the football calendar than opening day in the Premier League. It's Middlesbrough versus Arsenal.
Well, thank you, Derek. Brilliant atmosphere here today. All that hard slog in pre-season. All aim for this game. First game of the season. All that preparation is for this. It's for this 90 minutes. Focus on it. Get the 3 points. Move on to the next one. Looking forward to it.
This feels massive. It feels like a Premier League game. The atmosphere, the music, the graphics.
A look at the starting 11 for Middlesbrough.
Oh, and look at that. Beautiful. And the formation glitch is gone. Although Roberts is meant to be in the middle of the three, but whatever. Yeah, oh yeah, they've still screwed it up. They've still screwed up the formation. My bad, my bad. It's still absolutely screwed up. Good to see the graphics, though. Premier League numbers on the back of our shirts.
And so the starting 11 for Arsenal. Bernd Leno stands between the posts. Kostas Manolas plays with Francesco Acerbi in central defence. And leading the attack today is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
They've got some pace up front. Boro fans are up for it. Back in the Premier League. Last time we were up, we went straight back down. Let's just make a solid account of ourselves in the first game and see if we can just get any kind of result to get started. Here we go. Back in the Premier League. Good ball, Pepe. Jed Spencer's going to have the toughest game of his career.
Chance to cross.
Keeping an eye on Pepe. Tierney's been allowed to run into the area. And a couple of blocks made there by the lads, but... And we're looking to counter-attack on Arsenal again. Tavernier. And he's fouled. Aubameyang using his pace to get the better of Fry. Kieran Tierney now. Xhaka. Pepe's in a lot of room. Dale Fry comes across and makes a very good block.
It did look dangerous for a moment, but the keeper has it now. Spence.
Looking to get in behind Arsenal again with our wingers. Good ball over the top. Balassi. Akpom's in the middle if he can find him. Oh, Akpom's hit the bar. Tavernier! We are underway in the Premier League. First real chance. And it's a goal. And the Riverside goes balmy.
Well, here's the replay, and it all starts with the delivery into the box.
Balassi's ball was brilliant. Akpom's unlucky. And it's an open goal for Tav.
It's a great goal in the end.
And it all just come from getting in behind with our pace down the wings. We've showed glimpses of that, trying to get Tav in, but that time it was Balassi. We lead Arsenal by 1-0. Keeping the ball well from Arsenal. Spence to Balassi. Jed Spence. Tavernier's into the back post and it's 2-0. Tavernier at the double. A dream start to life in the Premier League. Simple 1-2. And Tavernier. Well, he could not have started life in the Premier League much better than this.
Well, no wonder he's delighted. They've been bossing this game up to now.
We're in dreamland. Arsenal haven't really laid a glove on us yet, and we've took the 2 chances that have came our way. And that's the difference. 2-0. Maitland-Niles finds Martinelli here. Aubameyang. Fry needs to close him up. Here is Martinelli. Here's Pepe.
Oh, good work by the keeper.
And the first save Bettinelli's had to make.
So they referee.
That's a sign of how quickly Arsenal can play in around our centre-backs. If Pepe squares that back to Aubameyang, it's a tap-in. Can't believe how bad Arsenal's passing's been. In all honesty, they've been trying to play over the top
Grant Hall now.
in behind, and they're just not being good enough. I think if they played in front of our back four,
Some additional time at the end here.
on the edge of our box, I think they really would do damage, but we're coping with what they're trying to do so far.
And it's with Maitland-Niles.
3 minutes added on.
Emerick Aubameyang.
Desperate to get into the break with a 2-0 lead. Looking for the wingers again and the fullbacks.
Now Aubameyang.
Aubameyang. Oh, what a tackle from
Defending just
Grant Hall that was.
attack.
And that could have been a goal-saving tackle as our first 45 minutes comes to an end.
At the end of 45
And it
minutes.
couldn't have gone much better.
I'd like to see them use those wide areas around the defence. Get round them as opposed to trying
Arsenal are trying to start playing in front of our back four, like I mentioned. And straight away, in doing that, Aubameyang strikes. And that's what happens when you have a world-class player up front. He can score from anywhere.
Well, I just love to look at perfect technique, and you won't get any better than this.
And we couldn't get much closer. He just had half a yard off Hall, and that's all he needed.
Slightly different vantage point in terms of the goal that was scored.
Aubameyang, with the tiniest bit of room in the box, makes us pay, and that's the Premier League. And it's game on now for Arsenal. 2-1.
Well, 2-1 it is here.
Hall, Tavernier shakes off his man really well. Akpom now.
Forward with options available.
What a tackle that is.
Good work from Arsenal to regain possession. Don't forget we have more live
Here's
action.
Pepe looking to give Spence more problems.
TV. It's Middlesbrough taking on Leeds United.
Yeah,
Good play this from Arsenal.
Derek, and that
Pepe skips past Fry. Oh, I thought he might foul him there as well.
Torreira.
Worried when I went in for the tackle there. But Morsey reads the ball so well.
But tidied up.
But we're just starting to lose possession a little bit, and we're starting to get pegged back by Arsenal.
Aubameyang.
Aubameyang, Torreira. Oh, what a shot!
Glove on the ball.
Thought Coulson might have got there first.
Corner awarded to Arsenal.
But no, got the shot away. I think it was Martinelli.
Granit Xhaka.
Xhaka to Torreira, who's going to be a tricky little customer in that midfield.
Pepe.
Pepe plays it through to Aubameyang and Torreira. It's got to be two.
There it is. Can you believe
And Arsenal,
2 down?
who have dominated the second half, absolutely dominated, have levelled the match. And it's been coming.
done really well to get his head
Aubameyang, good ball back. Torreira runs in, and
in the world. You can
since
put
he's
your
come on, he's been
compose
very good.
yourself and slips it past the keeper beautifully.
Bettinelli have done very well to get anything on that.
Well, a penny for his thoughts right now, Derek. Plan B, I think, is needed.
Well, our perfect first half has come to nothing as Arsenal have levelled the match
Well, as the game has restarted,
and have been pretty dominant in this second half. We've hardly had the ball, and it's now 2-2.
So 20 minutes to go.
Morsey, as the Boro fans are still trying to push us on, push us forward as we're trying to pick our way through this suddenly solid Arsenal back line, although McNair finds a pocket, unleashes a shot.
Oh, so close, but just unable to keep the shot
Wasn't
down.
far away. Our first of the half. Thought it might have took a deflection, but I don't think it did.
Well, chance to
He went strongly into the challenge.
Can he come on and make himself a hero? It's time for Danny Ings to make his Middlesbrough debut. Is it written in the stars that he'll get us a winning goal? We'll have to see.
Time is tight.
Pepe.
Open the door to a potential
Oh, and they're into the back post with Martinelli.
away.
And desperate defending as we're sort of all over the place, but we get it clear.
Oh, great vision.
Maitland-Niles cross-blocked. Might have been handball, but
Turning inside. Where's he?
referee plays on. Aubameyang.
Element of
Dale Fry with a monstrous tackle. As we could maybe catch them on the counter-attack as oh, McNair's ball forward is a poor one.
and he read it well. Granit Xhaka. On to Pepe.
Here's Pepe now. At this point, I would certainly take a draw from this game.
Arsenal chasing and
Arsenal,
chasing that winner.
Europa League champions from last season. They're no slouch.
Giving it
As
a
Aubameyang strikes.
able to get a body in the way.
Back in once again. Hall headers. And I think Spence is best just getting out that ball out.
Place to cut out.
Although it doesn't really get it very far. McNair with a huge challenge. Oh, and Coulson
Really getting stuck in.
under pressure there, but
Good defensive
Tavernier
judgment.
helps him out.
Well, the action is going to continue for a while yet. We will have 4 minutes of stoppage
Oh,
time.
and McNair's lost the ball in midfield, and luckily it's a free kick,
Here's the free kick.
because that could have been dangerous.
Fry. And given the situation, a goal at this stage
Fry.
will well turn out to be a
Pass is blocked. Can Roberts dribble his way to getting a cross in here? Been a struggle getting through that Arsenal back line. It has certainly been a tough game for Roberts, who's not really been involved. Spence crosses it in,
well thumped clear
and it's headed away, but it's a Boro corner.
from this corner.
With less than a minute to go, could we still win this game? The crowd roars on. Is there still one last twist? This has to be the final chance. Roberts with a corner. Whipped in.
Delivery.
It's looking for Ings. Doesn't quite find him. Tavernier's in there. Grant Hall's in there. No one can get a shot away. And I think Arsenal will
Of it now.
clear. And that
So the final
is the end
at the end of the game.
of our first game in the Premier League.
From the point of view of the hosts, how did they fare?
Yeah, a few of the players are still easing their way back in, you feel. A few tired legs out there towards the end, that's for sure. Not a bad result, though, and it's just important they build on that now for the next game.
So first game and a point. I will take that against Arsenal. I'll definitely take that. And, well, he scores twice and he gets interest. Like that, Marcus Tavernier, 7.8 million. We'd be absolutely stupid to sell another winger at this stage, so we will reject that. But yeah, I'll take that. You know, it's a bit frustrating. We were winning 2-0. It all looked a bit too easy to begin with, but then something happened in that second half and Arsenal just, yeah, dominated us. So it is what it is. Let's see what the first weekend of Premier League results were and how the teams who joined us did. So Norwich got beat in their opening game. They lost at home, lost away to Burnley. Tottenham, they played City. Wow, Wolves beat Chelsea 3-1. Wow, Watford have had a good start then. They've continued from where they left off in the Championship. They beat Leeds 2-1. And we got a point. So we're 8th in the Premier League. We might not ever be that high ever again, but I'll take that. We've got another game to come before the end, of course, and it's a game that, you know, if you watch this channel, you'll know I'll very much look forward to. It's time to head to the scum. It's time for Leeds United. Although I am looking forward to seeing Ellen Road in the game, as much as it isn't the nicest stadium in the world. Anyway, let's head to the game. So, team for the Leeds game, and I'm actually surprised. There's a week turnaround from the last game, and we've got so many players who are unfit. It's crazy how many have just not recovered from the first game. So a couple of changes have had to be made. Grant Hall's had to come out. His stamina's not really great anyway as it is. Again, that's why we need a centre-back desperately. Hopefully this will be our last game without another centre-back. So, yeah, Johnny Howson, who you remember we were going to let go. I'm glad we didn't because he slotted in perfectly into that centre-back role. Dale Fry's not 100% fit, but I feel like he has to start this game. Spence and Coulson do maintain their places, or even Coulson, who's usually the fittest of people, is struggling for fitness. And I've noticed there's a lot of unhappy players in our squad. I don't know why. I don't know why Wing's suddenly very unhappy. Why Fry would be unhappy. I'm not sure why a lot of players aren't too happy at the moment, but hopefully that'll change. Anyway, Saville and McNair, who comes in. McNair has to play this game. We've granted him that. He was very good when he came on against Arsenal. And then Lewis Wing, who was very unhappy for some reason. Maybe it's because we tried to swap him for Adama Traore. Yeah, he's in as a centre-attacking midfielder over Roberts, who, again, is not fit. Murphy comes in for his first start, this time on the left, as Tavernier is not 100% fit. Balassi starts on the right. And Danny Ings, who only played a couple of minutes in the last game, really, the last 15. Even he's not fully fit. I don't know if it's a sharpness thing or what, but let's just keep playing these guys and see what happens. But Danny Ings and Murphy make their first starts. We beat Leeds last season in the Cup. Let's hope we can do it again.
And welcome to a game that really should have pulses racing. Every reason to believe this will be enthralling. Derek Ray here on the commentary box.
I've been in that away end many times at Ellen Road, many times.
And looking forward to bringing you action from the Premier League coming right up.
I've got to admit, I do like it when teams get promoted who haven't been before and get their stadium in the game. It's always good to have new stadiums added, even if it is Ellen Road.
There's always a pretty good chance Rodrigo will bring his considerable influence to bear on the proceedings. Lee, what might we see from him in this case?
Well, pace. Just look how fast he runs. Absolute nightmare for defenders to defend against when the player has that weapon.
Last season, Leeds were the new boys to the Premier League. This time, we're the new boys. Shame Leeds didn't get relegated, to be fair. But hey, it's always good, you know. It's good to see our rivalry be renewed on the biggest stage in the Premier League.
And a look at the Leeds United starting 11. An element of caution about this selection.
Yeah, 4-5-1, Derek. The 5 players.
Honestly, if marching on together is in the crowd sounds on this game, this is going to be a dreadful game. I can't stand playing a game of FIFA with marching on together constantly being belted in my ears. But a lot of changes we've had to make. We definitely need to make some signings at the end of this episode. Maybe one signing if we can, and maybe another at the start of the episode after. I don't know, but you definitely see the gaps in the squad when you play games and put teams together. And we've got players, or spots that need filling. But the first game was promising. And I think in any away game in the Premier League especially, a point is good. So as much as I would love to beat Leeds, I think a point from here would be another good result for us. As ooh, the tough tackles are flying in already. The rivalry is kicked off early as Calvin Phillips somehow avoids a yellow card for that.
Yeah, he knows exactly where he stands. Look at the referee, how he's told him off.
Oh, we've got an injury. Oh, we've got an injury. Oh, I didn't even realise. That is bad news. Within minutes, the scum have injured one of our players, and it's Lewis Wing who's just come in. So, well, as unfit as he may be, that means that there's only one man to come in, and that's Patrick Roberts. We went all season, or most of last season, without a single injury. I think we had 2 in the whole season, and we've got 1 already. Lewis Wing is off. Let's hope it's not too serious.
defending. And teammates to play it to.
Here come Leeds with Alioski.
And it's still on for him.
Howson stands him up as Rodrigo looks to get a shot away. Oh, and it's... Well, it fell kindly
On the volley like that, and it was
for... I think it could be Helder Costa there, who had the bicycle kick.
Come down and he's very,
He
very
wasn't far away either. That was a bit fortunate how it blocked and fell in his path, luckily. His shot was just wide. Trying to play him behind Coulson.
tidy in possession.
This is where we like to see Roberts. Although he's lost the ball there, turning. Calvin Phillips.
Well, as far as the hosts are concerned,
But Leeds have started, as you'd expect them to, at a really quick tempo. But Coulson's done well and Earling's out of position here.
Yes, Derek, I do. It's a
First time we've seen the pace of Jacob Murphy.
well, brave because you're committing a lot of men high up.
Tries to pick out his fellow,
Because all the players
signing Danny Ings.
Cleach. Alioski has it. Moving forward effectively. Can they
Rodrigo. Plenty of room at the back post for Helder Costa. Oh, I don't know if it was a save or a...
penalty?
What's he giving?
Opportunity now for them to...
The refs give a penalty.
Well, that could
What
be
for?
a rebuke, I think, and the referee's making that absolutely
What's he give that for?
Derek, good refereeing.
Oh, ref, come on.
Exactly what he was thinking.
I don't believe it. He did... Oh, he didn't even go down. Coulson went for the block. He's given a penalty. That's a shocking decision by the referee. And now Rodrigo steps up. Oh, and he... Oh, it's... Just sneaks in. Off the bar. Bettinelli went the right way as well. I feel like that penalty is an absolute shocker by the referee.
Here's the replay, Derek.
What's he doing giving that?
Been aiming at the underside of the bar, but it
Bettinelli was not far off. The only way that could have gone in is off the bar.
well, he's every right.
Not a good start to this game, but I don't think it was a penalty. Let me know what you think in the comments. We've not got started in this game. And the referee's not helped either.
On they go again. Will there be a quick response from Boro? There needs to be. Oh, nice ball.
Good ball. Good play this from Leeds as well, as Howson
Lines.
covers well
He continues his run.
against his former club. Dallas, that's a good ball in, and Rodrigo doubles Leeds' lead.
A masterful performance. The defender.
This has been
Stop him.
a disaster. An absolute disaster for us.
Well, as we see again, that's how to score goals. Get the ball.
Cross comes in. There's no one near him.
For the header. Quite frankly,
I don't know. It's Johnny Howson. I don't know what he's doing.
To revisit the goal.
He's not even with him, and it's just a simple header.
well, it's turning into a real shocker. This is the very reason, Derek, I'm not a manager.
Couldn't have started this game worse. 2-0 down now.
George Saville with it.
Trying to find our way through here as... Can Danny Ings do something about it? Oh, he's turned the defender beautifully. Danny Ings with a great goal.
Hope for them, despite the adversity.
That's why we paid the money for him. That is quality.
Well, look at this again.
Picks the ball up.
Being in the right
Turns the defender.
time, and from that
Oh, and he's megs the keeper as well.
Well, the goal again, albeit from a different angle.
Oh, megs the keeper. Beautiful stuff from Danny Ings. This game could have just snowballed into a disaster for us, but that goal could be huge. Replying, getting right back in it as soon as possible. That is a Premier League
Continuing with the
quality of goal from a Premier League striker.
Boro, the belief has returned. Fry.
Fry stepping out of midfield.
Patrick Roberts.
Roberts and Ings combining well. Balassi. Ings! Oh, he's hit the bar, but I think he's offside. The movement there, though, from Ings was quick. He was in behind the defence before they could react. But he was offside. Here is Roberts again, who's been brilliant. Good ball from Roberts. Danny Ings is in, and Danny Ings equalises. And he goes to celebrate with his new fans, who I'm sure are loving him already. Roberts has been a different player in this game. Turns Cooper, plays in Ings. And Danny Ings gets his second goal for the Boro. And look at that for a picture. Celebrating with the Boro. Faithful in the away end. This game looked like it could be an absolute ransack. It could be drifting away from us. But we've levelled it up. 2-2. Oh, what a ball that is from Alioski. Leeds are playing some great football. They really are. And Rodrigo has a hat-trick. It's just end-to-end. Goals galore in this game. And they've taken the lead again. And it's just good football, like Alioski with a good ball over the top. And again, Johnny Howson doesn't stay with his man. It's a tap-in. I don't think there's been a single attack in this game, and when there's not been a goal.
Well, it can be difficult being a manager at times, none more so than now.
Rodrigo has his hat-trick. Danny Ings has 2. And we're not even at half-time. Coulson to Roberts. Here we go again. Roberts trying to just find half a yard. Wins us a corner. Defending from us hasn't been good enough, though. All the more proof that we needed a strong centre-back in there. We saw how much improved we were with Tomori last season, and that's what we need again. Saville. Corner. Looks to be headed clear, I think. Click does get there ahead of Saville. And Click's got the entire right wing to himself. Coulson follows him all the way. And that might be the last act of the half. As their pressing is causing Bettinelli a few problems. I mean, we beat the press. So, oh, Roberts doesn't find his man. That could have been one big chance to end the half, but I think that will be it now. Yep, there's the half-time whistle. So, what a crazy half of football. 5 goals. 2-0 down, brought it back, and then fell behind again.
Well, the saying in the theatre, take a bow, that's exactly what he should be.
On and on he goes. Credit to them for winning back possession.
Costa does not get past Coulson, and once again, they've committed men forward in the wide positions, and that's allowed our wingers to just be free. And it's Jacob Murphy who gets his first Boro goal. He thinks he's Cristiano Ronaldo. What's he doing? But our 2 new boys are on the score sheet. And it's counter-attacking football that gets us the goal. Committed men forward, and, well, Murphy had all the room in the world. Could have squared it to Ings for his hat-trick. Could he finish? Yes, he could. It's a pretty good finish as well. And this topsy-turvy game goes on. 3-3 now.
crossing possibilities.
That's a lovely, lovely back heel. Well, the headed clearance was blocked. And it fell to a Leeds player.
They need a goal here.
That headed clearance was just blocked by Rodrigo, and then suddenly Basuma's shot should have scored. Bettinelli with a good save, as it could have been 4-3. And it still might be.
And they will make the change. And a friendly reminder that we have more action from the Premier League coming up. It's Leeds United facing Sheffield United.
Well, that should be a really interesting matchup. Atmosphere, I'm sure we're going to get an absolute belter, Derek.
Oh, we've beat the press. Bolassi's nodded it on here to Roberts. Roberts has skipped away from his man. Roberts with a shot and Roberts with a goal! Patrick Roberts has turned it around. Leeds pressed high. Bettinelli played a good ball out to Bolassi, and once he won that flick on,
Well, I just
we were in.
perfect technique, and you won't get any better.
Roberts was too quick for Cooper, but I didn't think he'd finish from there.
Brilliant effort.
Well, the goal again.
But he did.
Different angle.
That is a great strike from Roberts. And we've been on the coattails of Leeds for this entire game,
Smile on his face.
clinging on,
Noses in front, they're in the lead.
and suddenly we're in the lead. 4-3.
Well, how about this? 4.
So Despodov
So the corner played into
looks
the box.
near post, doesn't beat the first man.
Cooper.
Cooper, centre-back who's massively out of position. And when you're out of position and you lose the ball, you're in trouble.
Beautifully disguised.
Fletcher wins it. Roberts with a nice 1-2. And Jacob Murphy could finish it here. Murphy! Oh, what a save! Try to get his second. Does win us a corner. But you have to think that that would have been it. Didn't want to square it and be sweaty. Wanted to finish the game properly, but it's a good save.
Scope for late drama here. 5 minutes left.
Alioski keeps it in.
Between the sides. They are making headway.
Rodrigo
Really, they need a goal.
plays it in. Howson heads it. Clear. Phillips, though, doesn't let Roberts get out.
Pablo
I'm
Hernandez.
sure Leeds are going to absolutely pile it on us now.
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo will be looking for his fourth. Howson
Textbook defending inside the box. It comes
stands
to
him up.
absolutely nothing.
And Coulson's clearance actually finds Jacob Murphy, who's been absolutely brilliant on that left-hand side.
Inverted, but he keeps the ball.
But he does get caught by Ayling, who does well. They are pouring men forward.
Them in position.
Alioski.
Nobody there to
Cross comes in, but it's just too far for Rodrigo.
space.
Ayling puts it back in. Headed clear again.
Well, strong play here.
We need Fletcher to hold that up, but he doesn't as there's 7 minutes added on.
Ball in an attacking position.
Backs against the wall stuff as Rodrigo heads it in.
Too straight to worry the keeper.
Yeah, me
And Bettinelli
of that class.
will take that all day long and waste as much time as needed. See if we can throw it out to Roberts, and we found him. Didn't want to kick it out.
Spence.
Spence tried to find Murphy, but he stopped his run. It is literally hands on deck for us here.
Stuart Dallas.
Oh, but Dallas has wasted a big chance. But look at the Leeds press. 3 or 4 Leeds players coming straight for us. Spence wasting, well, I'm not saying wasting no time, taking all the time in the world. And you can't blame him, because this could be a huge moment for us. Our first Premier League win.
Situation.
But Bettinelli gives it away.
Hernandez.
Hernandez.
Now
Rodrigo. And again Howson, who's been much better in the second half. Wins the tackle. And we've clung on to our first win in the Premier League. And it's away at Leeds United.
There's nothing between the sides.
Get in.
More valuable somehow. Really tight game that was.
Rodrigo has the match ball, but he doesn't have the win. I've got to give it to EA. They've got Leeds playing exactly like they do in real life. Scoring goals, but conceding them as well. 4-3. So we have good news and we have a bit of bad news. That win means that we have 4 points from 2 games, which is it's a dream start, isn't it, really? We were leading Arsenal as well, so we can't complain too much. It's early days, but a bit like our championship season, we're scoring loads and we're conceding loads of goals as well. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, we're currently in 5th. That's brilliant. And we've got Norwich to come in the next episode, as well as Burnley. God, that's going to be fun, Turf Moor. But the bad news. Lewis Wing, of course, went off at the start of the last game. It's not just any injury. It's possibly the worst injury you can get. Lewis Wing he's done his ACL, and he's going to be out for 7 months. And that changes things a little bit because he is our backup to Patrick Roberts in terms of a cam. Obviously, we don't have a backup cam now, so chances are we're going to probably have to bring in Tavernier as a backup cam, which means that we're another winger down, in essence. Because 7 months is the majority of the season. So we've basically lost Wing. We might as well loan him out. We might as well sell him, because we've lost him for the entire season. So that puts more pressure on us to do the right deals in this window, which means instead of looking for maybe one loan and one buy, being a winger and a defender, we now need to maybe do 2 loans and a buy. And I'm even starting to worry that we look a bit light at centre-back as well. We might need one of the young lads to come in like Wood and do a job for us at times. I don't know, but I'm going to look through the players we've got scouted, and we're going to make a decision on what we're going to do. So, I'm still undecided on what we're going to do elsewhere, but I've seen a lot of comments of people wanting it. I think we need to save Ben Gibson's career and bring him back to the Boro. We need a centre-back. So, yeah, let's do it. It makes sense. Let's go in for Ben Gibson. There he is, the tightest man in football. Probably going to start mourning at how much money we have to spend on our furniture. Anyway, so when I tried to loan Gibson, it said that his contract was too short, which means he's got to be within the last 12 months. So you can go in for a lot less than what Burnley are probably going to try and get him or try and ask for. So let's see. I think 1.9 million is a little bit too low. Knowing that tight guy, you'll probably walk out. We need to be careful with Daishi, because he'll just turn around. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Absolutely skint. So 2 million. I think sensible. Oh, whoa. Absolutely not. They want George Saville in return, who's worth 1.6 million on his own at least, and then they want us to pay 1.5 million as well. So basically they're paying in essence 900 grand for George Saville. That is the stupidest. That's the stupidest thing. That's what I mean, Sean Dice. How unbelievably stingy is that? You're not getting George Saville. What the hell do you think you're doing? We'll up it a little bit to 2.2. Unbelievable. The cheek on this guy. I mean, that's insulting. Oh, he's got it. Look at him. He's just an absolute... Oh, unbelievable. And they want to sell on clause as well. Ridiculous. Typical Sean Dyche, this. We'll accept the sell-on clause because I don't think they actually matter too much, to be honest. We need the money here and now, so we'll say you can have a little bit more in terms of the sell-on clause, but you know, let's try and come to a compromise here on 2.5 million. heaped higher than his value. And we're assuming he's near the end of his contract. Oh my God, this guy. This guy, 2.7. He's a hard man to do business with. I don't want to give in to him, but I feel like if I don't agree with him here, he's going to walk out. Right. Surely, if we say the 10% and 2.6... I mean, not that it makes much of a difference to our transfer budget, really. You know what? It's Sean Dyche. And I just know he's going to turn around and just have a go at us because of the money we have, or mention money in some form because he's bloody obsessed with it. So, yeah. We'll go with that, 2.7. We sold him for 18 million, so the club's technically making over 15 million back for him, but 2.7 for Ben Gibson, not bad. Let's negotiate. Back in our favourite restaurant, our lucky table. He's been training with us in real life this season. He wants to come back. We all know this. And I dare say, because of the lack of fitness with Grant Hall, he's going to be a starter for us. I'm going to say important for now. But I think he'll be happy with that, because literally, in real life anyway, Burnley have not played him one bit. It's been a horrific move for him. You'd like to think that it won't take much to tempt him back to his old club that he loves so much. So, contract-wise, he's 28. Let's see. 3-year deal? Yeah, I think that'll do. Takes him to 31. This is going swimmingly. I mean, he's coming home. You can just see, he's delighted. He wants to come home. He's probably going to just say, you know what, don't pay me. Current wage, £0. £0. Or he might turn up and say he wants 50k, and we're going to turn around and say, what are you playing at, Gibbo? Right, it's in our hands. Let's offer him a bit more. 35k, and we'll say a signing on bonus of 1 million to come back, and we'll just squeeze a cheeky bonus of 10 clean. Yeah, 10 clean sheets for 700k. See what he thinks to that. Well, there we go. I told you he wanted to come home. Not a hitch. Not a hitch in the slightest. Ben Gibson is home. He's coming back. And he will be in the Boro defence once again. So it's great that we've got Ben Gibson back in. And it is just great that we've got a defender. Ben Gibson is back. I want to give him his number 6 back, but that's taken, isn't it? So we're going to have to... It feels wrong, Ben Gibson not being number 6, but... Yeah, number 20, Ben Gibson? No, I can't do that. So we're going to give Ben Gibson his number 6 shirt back. And Dale Fry is going to return to having his old number 20. And I think what we can also do is Grant Hall, mate, you ain't going to be playing. You just don't have the stamina. So Oh, look at that. Ben Gibson and Dale Fry back together once again. And we're going to make Gibson club captain. 1 centre-back's through the door. That leaves us with 24 million left. Now it's time to get another winger and probably another centre-back. Well, I'm surprised by this. Hey, Jose, how are you doing? I don't think Tanganga was available to be on loan. I don't think they were willing to let him go out on loan last season, but this season they are. So we could loan a centre-back, a right-back. He plays all over the back, so I'm not going to say loan to buy, but I'm going to say we'll loan him. And that just caught me by surprise. I just thought, you know, he can play across the back. He can cover for injuries to Coulson, anyone across the back for. We'd be stupid to not have him in the squad. And I think a 2-year loan. You know, we're trying to get round not signing him to basically save as much money as possible. So let's just try and keep him for as long as possible and maybe buy him once his loan's over. Oh, fair enough. Jose has basically said absolutely not to that. Fair enough, Jose. You've won 3 Premier League titles. I will listen to you. They obviously want Tanganga back after a year. I'll accept that. But we were looking at like William Saliba and we were looking for, you know, really, really expensive centre-backs, but we just need numbers more than anything, so. Oh, they want us to pay the majority of his wages. I mean, Jose, we're no Tottenham Hotspur, you know. I would really, really appreciate it if you would just go halves. Let's work together on this. Half his wages, 20k each way. I'm sure Jose, he's a nice guy. Oh. Right, okay. So Jose's not willing to budge from 60-40, so fair enough. And there we go. So, signing number 2. It's a loan signing, but yeah, Japhet Tanganga is going to join the club, and yeah, will definitely bolster the back 4, and I feel so much better now. I don't think he's arrived yet, has he? No, I don't think he has. So suddenly the centre-backs look a little bit more solid, and that has saved us maybe 6 or 7 or 8 million. And I didn't expect him to be available on loan, but there you go. I think we just need him to agree. So there could still be a hitch, actually. So let's just fast forward a few days just to make sure he arrives. Oh my God. I can't believe it. He has turned down the offer. What a... You know what? Oh, that's... I thought we cracked it. I thought we had it. We've got him on loan. We've saved money. We've agreed it with Tottenham. And then the player decides to turn us down. Absolutely gutting. Well, he can sod off then. Unbelievable. That's why I wanted to hang on. Because if we went in and bought an expensive winger, then we'd have been in deep trouble. Because we might not have had the money to buy another centre-back. So, we're back to square one. We can't even try to buy him now because he's flat out turned us down. So, obviously we want to squeeze 2 more signings and make it 6 for the window. But I don't think we're gonna be able to do that. I don't think we're gonna be able to find another centre back, scout them in time. With what's remaining of the window, we've got 2 weeks. And players take 18 days to scout, so yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get a new player in by deadline day or a new scout report in. And I'm looking at the squad, and I'm just running through the positions. And left back, we've got 3 solid players there. Centre back was the position we were really struggling with, and we've got Gibson, Dale Fry. Back up, we've got Grant Hall, Nathan Wood, and even the kid that we brought in last year, who might be one of our world-class, he could be one of our world-class upcomers, Jarko Markkinen. So we've got players there for 2 positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. So we've got technically, 3 backups for both centre backs. So we're not too bad. We've got 2 players at right back. That could be an issue, hopefully not. And then even McNair could step in as a centre back if need be. So we've got that there as well as him in central midfield. We've got Wing, he's going to be out for forever. But Morsey, McNair, Saville. So the central midfield isn't looking too strong. But then central attacking midfielder Roberts, but Tavernier is going to have to step in as the backup to that, which takes a winger away from us. So if you sort of take Tav away as a winger, Balassi and Murphy is all we have. So I think we need to prioritise a winger over a defender, because we've lost Johnson, we've lost Brown. Yes, we've brought in Murphy, but Tavernier covering for Wing is sort of losing another winger in itself. Obviously, we tried getting Adama Traore. They wanted 39 million for him. Absolutely no chance, unfortunately. So, Hudson-Odoi, Danjuma, Cavallero. I think if you look at the difference, Cavallero is 75 rate, but he's 27. His wages are a little bit lower than Hudson-Odoi's. Danjuma was good last season when we played Bournemouth, but we've got a bit more money to spend. We've got 24 million. So we've got a bit of cash, we've got a bit of room to manoeuvre. So I think the best winger on this list to go for, and I think he'd be a pretty good signing for us as well, is Callum Hudson-Odoi. Technical, quick, will suit how we play, counter-attack, playing balls over the top. His pace is incredible. So, yeah, I think it's a no-brainer to try and get Hudson-Odoi. Out of all the wingers we've got, I think a lot of them are left wingers. Murphy's a left winger, mostly. I think Balassi might be the only right winger we've got. So, I think let's try and buy Callum Hudson-Odoi. Mr. Lampard. Oh, we've met some managers in this episode, haven't we? Jose Mourinho, Frank Lampard, Sean Dyche. So, it's in our court, 15 million. I don't think we should take the mick when we're negotiating with Chelsea, and we've got a bit of room to play with, like I say. So, they value him at 15. I think we'll test the waters with 18. See what they say to that. Oh, we've hit the nail on the head. All they want is an additional selling clause, which I guess is understandable with a player who's young and will probably go for some decent money down the line. This could be a big investment for us. This really could. If he can develop over the next couple of seasons, this could be a huge investment for us. That could not have gone any easier. We might have even been able to drop it a bit lower. We've just broken Boro's transfer record. 18 million for Hudson-Odoi. Let's get him in. Here he is at the lucky table. Straight away, ooh, his agent's in there. Not even saying hello, he's just gone here. Crucial. I mean, he will be. He's far younger than Bolasie. And I think one of our objectives is to sign a number of crucial first-team players as well, and Ings is one of them. Hudson-Odoi is another, so we might actually be quite close to doing that. Oh my God, his agent is taking the lead on this. We've not had a word in edgeways yet. 5-year contract, that's a biggie. But he's 20, so that makes absolute sense. Right, let's see if we can contribute in any way to this. Or is his bloody agent going to go here? I want him to be on 200 grand a week. Thank God they're not wanting a release clause. That could be a danger with young players, but they don't want one, and neither do I. Right, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Let's see what the hell goes on here then. Oh, finally. He's letting us do the talking. I appreciate that. So, weekly wages on 52 a week. 52,000 a week, not £52 a week. I can say that would be cheap at Chelsea. I think we'll probably have to offer him more. He's not going to take a wage cut, let's be honest. 56k. Signing on bonus of 2 million. And I think you need to add bonuses to these kids. I just think you do. What we'll do is we'll just test the waters with the wage and the signing on fee for now. It's a big signing on bonus for him actually now looking at it. Yeah, maybe we were too. I think we might have been too. We might have been too lenient with that signing on bonus. I think we could have probably took a bit off that actually, but you know we haven't offered him another million or whatever it was for scoring so many goals. But that was quite easy. So we've got another winger in the door, and it's Callum Hudson-Odoi. So that's right, Tavernier and Bolasie on the left. Hudson-Odoi and Murphy. That's not bad, you know. That's not bad at all. So, Callum Hudson-Odoi, welcome to the Boro. Can we give you a decent number? No. I don't know what number would suit him, to be honest. We'll leave him at 21. So, that is it, guys. What an episode. 2 games, a win and a draw. I don't know how many goals. 2 absolutely amazing games. We're 5th in the Premier League after 2 games. And we've had a player out with an ACL. We've had Tanganga decline a loan move after it was initially agreed with Tottenham. And then we've finished with the signing of Callum Hudson-Odoi. And we've brought Ben Gibson home. I'd say that's a pretty productive episode. There he is. Callum Hudson-Odoi in a Boro shirt. Let's forget that it's showing the Championship font on the back of that. Anyway, so that is it, guys. So I think that's going to be the work in this window done with. I think we've done well to still have a bit of money left over, to be honest. Maybe if we could spot another defender we could take on loan, maybe we could do that. But at the moment, I think the squad's looking okay in terms of depth. We'll have to see how it goes. But in the next episode, we've actually got a cup game. So the Burnley game will have to wait. So we've got Norwich at home, and then it's a Carabao Cup game, I'm assuming, or whatever the hell they're calling the League Cup nowadays, at home to Cardiff. So yeah, that'll be in the next episode, and we'll get them games over with. And then after that, in the following episode, it will be Burnley and Deadline Day. So if you enjoyed this video, as always, guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for much more FIFA 21 content. The support on this series so far has been incredible. I really do appreciate it. So do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave a comment, of course, your thoughts on our summer business and how we've started the Premier League season. And until next time, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Up the Boro!